What's up, savages? Thanksgiving is upon us, which means my entire family is here. My immediate family. We don't do like the whole big shebang. A lot of people do. Some people do. That's not me. That's not my forte. We just do the immediate family. So my brother's here. If you hear a screaming child in the background, that is my brother's kid. That is my nephew. He is raising hell. I woke up to him throwing the vacuum cleaner just around in the living room. He is going to be a little savage. So other than that, let's begin. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gandhi's Thoughts, brought to you by My Nutrition. I am Gandhi, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of not a recap, but I'm going to give you like my thoughts and kind of like a Curse Las Vegas kind of recap and talk a little bit about coaching and all of that fun stuff. And before I start everything, I want to let everyone know the recap video of MLG Columbus is going to happen probably Friday. If not Friday, I'm going to probably do something on Friday, and the next week I'm going to do something with Maven. Now, why I want to do it with Maven is because Maven, Sunday night was basically like the funniest thing in the entire world. And just to like fast forward to not give anything away, I'm like, we're both, and everyone who was there is like 100% certain that Maven was roofied. Okay, so right there, like, period, like, it was hilarious. Like, looking back on it was hilarious. During the time, I could have smashed his face. But I'm just letting everyone know that story is going to come out. It is quite comical. So anyways, let's talk about coaching. So right off the break, Curse Las Vegas, we finished top 12. Is that where we wanted to finish? Absolutely not. Obviously, we were coming in with the intentions of getting first place. I think a lot of people had us in the top 3. A lot of people had us in the top 2. But we fell short. And that is what it is. When we started off, we played Eleva team. I got to coach against Steph. And that was fun. It was good to get like the first main stage jitters out of the way. And like being a coach, you know, I haven't stepped on main stage since Dallas 2008. So for me, and you know, getting up there in front of all those people again, I was like, wow, like I'm back. Like this is wild. This is a great time. And you know, we 3-0'd them. The matches, a couple of the games were kind of close, but the Search and Destroy, we won like 6-1. It wasn't that close, and I think the Blitz was like 10-2. I think the team's pretty good, but as everyone knows, Eleva team, I think their team's pretty good, but as everyone knows, if you don't win the event, you are subject to a potential team change. That is how things work in the FPS scene, right? It is how it is. And will that ever change? Absolutely not. Not until like contracts are around and people are forced to play with people for a long period of time. I don't know if we'll ever see it in my lifetime. It's crazy to think about, but that is how it is. So after that, we played TK. Now, TK is going to be Total Caliber. You guys know them. You're familiar with them. They took second at the event. They 3-0'd us. Now, the 3-0 doesn't tell the whole story, but in the same sense, it kind of does, right? So we lose by like 3 points on Dom, which was just fun. It's really fun when both teams have to like sit there and like calculate how much we won or lost by after it, because you have to flip sides. And you're like, okay, shit, we lost by 3. And like the TK guys were like, when the ref was like, oh yeah, TK won, they were like, huh, shit, we had no idea we won. Like we just got our asses handed to us on that second side, right? So that's always confusion. The Search, I can't even remember. I just remember the Blitz. We were back and forth. We went up 2-0 in the first half, and then in the last like minute 30, they ended up getting 2 caps. TK really brought the noise. They had the intensity, they had the communication, and they worked very, very well as a unit. And I think that was like the main problem looking at Curse Las Vegas, was just that, you know, a lot of people were playing individually great. Like, you know, everyone played individually very, very sound. But as a unit, it just wasn't there. Game types like Sovereign, Domination, and like Octane Blitz, like those 2 game types really take a lot of skill. I mean, really, when you just look at it, I mean, those 2 maps just take a lot of teamwork together. I mean, the whole game type, this whole game obviously takes teamwork, but I mean, Octane Blitz is like, you gotta work together so much. And of course you're going to be able to win your battles, but when you're at that elite caliber level, you really have to work together. And I know it sounds cliche and it's like, oh, well, you're a Def's gun, you have to work as a team. But there's times in FPSs and there's certain games in the FPS scene where you can sit back and say, oh wow, this team literally just outshot the other team, and that's how they were able to win. That wasn't the case with our matchup versus TK. So anyways, we get knocked out. We go into the losers bracket. We get knocked out. We played our match at like 4:30. We didn't play again until 9:45 at night. Now, is that an excuse? Absolutely not. But the team who we were playing against was playing the entire day, and I completely forgot what it was like to play against a team who was hot coming out of the losers bracket. It is fucking tough. Like, period. It is very, very tough to take the wind out from under their sails. They came in super hot. They had the intensity, the communication was up, and, you know, they ended up having a little bit of the crowd behind them just because everyone was like, wow, Strictly Business is really making this amazing losers bracket run. I mean, they 3-0'd Primal FPS, which is the Halo team. I'll talk about them in the next video. And I was just, you know, playing against them. We went to Game 5. We're up 4-0, Search and Destroy, and we just let it slide from us, man. They played well, hell of a game to all the guys on Strictly Business. They finished in the top 8, obviously, and we finished top 12. After that, I mean, the guys from Curse Las Vegas, they have no intentions of breaking up. They all know that together when they work, if they all get on the same page, I mean, I can't tell you how many times, like, pre-match, everyone would have, like, different starting strats, like, for what they were going to do, and no one was like, everyone would be like, okay, well, then if that happens, then I'll get this. You know, they weren't really that well rehearsed, right? And part of that's due to the fact that they only had 3 weeks of practice, but everyone only had 3 weeks of practice, so it is what it is. You got to work as a unit. That's how it's going to be. But for anyone who's out there saying, oh, Curse Las Vegas making a team change, relax. That's not happening, okay? These guys know they have the potential to be the best, period. And I love that about the team. I mean, I think they all have good heads on their shoulders. They just have to grind it out. When they move into their team house in January, I think it's going to be awesome. I'm not going to the team house. That is still to be decided. As it stands now, that's not what it's going to be for me. So anyways, let's talk about coaching, right? So the first thing I want to say about coaching is everyone who's interested in coaching, don't get caught up in one style of coaching. What I mean by that is there's going to be times where you're going to go from one team to another team. You're going to be switching around as well because some players aren't going to like the way you coach or anything like that. My main advice to anyone out there who wants to be a coach, who wants to go down this path, which is so weird. I never in a million years thought that I would be a coach. I really didn't. Like, I went from player to caster, and I was like, okay, my days of competing are done. I'm never going to be a coach, and now here I am as a coach, right? If you're going the route of coaching, just communicate with your team and say, hey, what style of coaching do you want me to do for you guys? Do you want me to be vocal? Do you want me to tell you where to push? Do you want me to tell you, like, cap a flag? Do you want me to be the mature one who just tells you guys to shut up and get your head in the game, right? So the two different styles of coaching here, like, you know, my team trusted me a lot, and I have to give, you know, the guys a humongous shout out. They really trusted me with my decision making and what I saw. They put a lot of trust in me for only having the game for a month and only being in Call of Duty for 3 months. I mean, I caught on pretty quick. I understood things, so and they would put it in my hands. So, like, a perfect scenario is, you know, let's say sovereign domination. Okay, we had A and B, and then the team flanks around and they grab A, and we're only left with B. They let it up to me to be like, guys, let's push C. All players are closer to C. Let's go grab C, or let's go A. Right? They would let me do that, and that's something that, you know, some teams like to have and other teams don't. All right, so the flip side of that is Unite. Let's take Unite. Maven was not in charge of doing any of that. Maven was told to keep a head count like traditional. So, like, Blitz, it's like 4 dead, 3 dead. And other than that, he was just there to basically say, guys, shut up, get your head in the game. It was just a match. It was just a round. Let's step it up. And they benefited from that. I mean, they finished top 4. Maven did a great job coaching the entire weekend. But that's the two different styles of coaching. I mean, I know there's a lot of different styles, but that's just as an example. Okay? Which one's better? It doesn't matter which one's better. What's better is what's better for your team. That is the most important thing I can tell every single one of you. That is all that matters. Whatever your team's going to benefit from, that's what you're going to do. So, coaching's fun, man. It is really, really a blast. I really enjoyed coaching. It's good to just be on the stage. It's good to be able to contribute to, you know, a team in any way you can. I think it's, like, when I sit back and I think about everything, I mean, I've been a player. been a caster. I've now been a coach. I've worked production, right? So I've set up the stages. I've catered to the casters. I've torn down the whole stage. I've done just about every single thing in esports possible besides run an event, right? Like it's like the full circle may be a possibility depending on how Halo 3 team passes go. But coaching's definitely up there. I mean, every single one has a different trait that I really like about it, right? Like playing, right? Like you're proving that you are the best, right? Like you're competing against everyone and you're showing everyone that your raw talent is better than theirs. Casting is amazing. Casting, not only do you get to be entertaining, but you also get to break down the game so that every normal person can then have a better understanding of the game so they can actually get better. So by them listening to you, they get better. Like that's amazing. Okay, like those two feelings, like casting's by far my favorite, but that's awesome. Okay, production, it's always awesome to be a part of building the stage. I mean, you're talking about you walk into a venue and there's nothing but just like some carpet on the ground and they're just like chairs scattered. And they're just like, break. And you're loading stuff off the trucks, you're setting everything up, you're bringing in the rafters, you're setting up the lighting, you're making sure that there's no shadows behind you and all that stuff. And it's really, really cool. And then coaching, the thing about coaching is like you're a part of the team. So you can still kind of show like, oh yeah, I'm going to be better than you. But you put in time differently. Like some people watch a lot of film of different players. Like Mr. X, like watches a lot of film. Like he really does. Like he watches a lot of streams and he starts picking up on little things, okay? Like I sat in on a lot of scrims because I wanted to be very, very personable with my team. Like I wanted everyone to be on the same page. Which it ended up changing at the event because people had different ideas. But, at least we all knew where each other was coming from, right? So I think all of that stuff is important. So other than that, that's basically my wrap up. We got top 12. Big shout out to the guys from Curse for helping me out with everything. It was an honor to coach you guys. I still plan on coaching them in the future. I'm not sure what's going to happen at Philly. There's rumors of me casting. There's rumors of me not casting. But regardless, as long as the Curse guys want me around, I'm going to be around. Other than that, I love you, but I don't love you. Take it easy. Oh, shit. By the way, everyone have a kick-ass Thanksgiving. And if you don't have a kick-ass Thanksgiving, well, get drunk. Peace.